Hey there, my name is Audrin. This is my ninja set. I use this for most of the game, from mid-game to the end. I've actually just beat the game yesterday, so let's just get into it. So at some point on the first map, you're going to meet a ninja, and he's going to drop the Iga Jonin set. Now, if you're lucky enough to get the text, the smithing text, then that's great. If not, that's okay, because after you beat this ninja, he's a Fuma ninja, these pieces will drop from regular enemies as well. The reason it's so good is because of the set bonus. So if we hold L2 and go to the left, we can see here, the more pieces you have equipped, the more of these extra bonuses you get. So with 2 pieces is dodge key consumption, ninjutsu damage is 3, faster movement when you hit something with ninjutsu is 4 pieces. The 5-piece bonus is awesome. Untouched ninjutsu, there's a 15% chance that when you throw a shuriken out, you don't actually consume it, so you get to throw it again. And that actually happens quite often. If you watch my Let's Play, you'll see I use tons and tons of shurikens. And the 6-piece, while it's you don't really need to have the 6-piece or the 7-piece, but with 6 pieces, your ninja tool arts, which is shurikens and kunai and bombs, you get more damage. So 18% more damage is always nice. And the last one here, which I don't have equipped because you do need to wear a certain sword and use a certain kusarigama. I don't want to. I wasn't using the kusarigama, and I actually wasn't using the sword either, but we'll get into that in a second. Increases the charge of ninjutsu gauge for ninja tools, so you get more ninjutsu. So if you do want to use the sword and the kusarigama, go ahead. Like, those weapons are awesome. But just for me, I was dabbling in all the weapons. So right now you can see I'm using the dual swords for ninja. Before I was using tonfa. Before I was actually using kusarigama, but I never found the demon tier kusarigama, or the demon fang, sorry, kusarigama. I've used pretty much everything, but for the last part of the playthrough, I used dual sword. So really, you can use anything here. Again, if you want that extra 7-piece, go for the kusarigama. All right, for accessories, you can pretty much wear anything. I just upgrade as I go. So right now, these are 60. You know, as soon as you get something better, just go for it. Now, they all have these other little special effects, which are always nice. Like item drop rate is very good. Key recovery speed is good. Now this shadow switch skill gauge charge I'm not even using, but really I'm just putting these on for the defense bonus, even though it's only +1, but you know, everything adds up. So same thing with the ranged weapon. Again, I just put on the strongest one. There are some little bonuses here and there. If you do find something like glory obtained or extra Amrita, go ahead, you know. But really, I just put on the strongest one, especially in the first playthrough. Those min-maxing things are really for, you know, an end game, a new game plus kind of thing where you want to min-max everything and choose special things. Let's go to the stats. Now, I am a higher level. I'm 151, but I'll explain what to do with the stats. So because I am using the dual swords, I pumped up heart. You don't need your heart up to this much if you're not using a weapon that scales off of heart. You could go to maybe 15 or 20. That's good enough. But the main one is magic. We're going to get to magic soon. It's all about soul cores. You want to get it to at least 25. In my case, I have 40, and I'll show you the soul cores in a bit. So basically, the more magic you have, the more spells you can use. You can have 5 spells at 25 and 6 spells at 40. Everything else I kind of balanced out, like stamina. Oh, stamina is a really important one I should talk about. Stamina, you want to get it to at least 10 if you're only focused on ninja. So if I bring it up to 10, we look at my current encumbrance rate right at the bottom there. Once we get to level 10 for the Iga Jonin set, we get to 30%, which is A, agility, meaning you dodge faster, you consume less ki, and you regen faster. But I brought mine to 31. I brought mine to 11 because of my samurai, which will be in a totally different video, but that's a medium weight armor that I was wearing on my samurai. So at 11 points, I get that to green weight. So if we cancel out, Constitution is good. Get it to 15, maybe 20. You can even just start at 10. So actually, at the beginning of the game, I just brought everything to 10. Then I brought my magic, I think, to 15. And then I was pumping... I was using Tonfa at the time, so I was pumping Constitution. And I made a video about when you should switch from your primary to secondary stat, and that's about 55. You can go to 99, like it's not a problem. But I found the most benefit once I get to 55, if I invest in my secondary stat. So in this case, it's magic, which was at 40 anyway. You get more attack bonus, but that's, again, another little min-max thing. you're only going to get like maybe 3 or 4 attack more. So it's not the end of the world. But I do suggest at least getting everything to 10. And then as you see here, as I got to level 150, I got everything to 20. Now that I'm in New Game Plus, I'll change it up, but that's for another video entirely as well. All right, let's go to Soul Cores in our onmyo box. So these are the cores that I chose. Ibaraki, once you get to Ibaraki, you can see it on the bottom right there. She just comes out and does this huge lightning-like arm slam, and it applies lightning. And then there's also Demon of Pride, which is in the first map. It's a very difficult boss right at the beginning. This was actually the hardest demon that I fought. This guy just pumps out water damage, so you can get the water effect on the enemy rather quickly. For most of my playthrough, I was using another one that used fire, but that's on the last map, so I'm not going to show. Basically, anything that you can use, anything that you find that's awesome, please just put it in here. And you get some stats here, but I'm not too concerned with the the special effects. As you can see, my Demon of Pride is only a white, and my Ibaraki is only yellow. These stats, I mean, again, you can min-max and choose exactly what you want, but I actually chose more for what the summons actually do. So Ibaraki applies lightning, and Demon of Pride applies water. For yin position, there are a number of different options here. Again, as you see, I have 6 available. That's because my magic is at 40. Ones you should really get are Sloth Talisman from Dai Darabochi. You get this one, you fight this boss in the first map, so it's pretty easy to get. And if you don't get the Soul Core, it's no problem, because you could just go to Sudama, which I'll show in a second here, and you can just buy it from Sudama. What it does is, if you hit the enemy with it, the enemy is then slowed. Everything moves so slow for them. There is a limited time. Obviously, there's a debuff on the enemy that you can see, but I definitely use this all the time, because the slower enemies are just easier to hit and easier to get behind. Another good one is Preservation Talisman. Preservation Talisman is awesome because, like it says, you survive an attack that would otherwise kill you. So you can see in the graphic here, this character is dying, but they reappear like a shadow clone coming out of the sky. You do have minimal health, so you do have to get out of the way and heal up. But this is like a second life. So even for experienced players, like for me, I still use Preservation Talisman because you never know. It's always good to have. The other ones are more, you can pick and choose. So Power Talisman just increases your attack. The Lightning Talisman here, you can also have fire or water or any of the elements that you want. Will just give your weapon that status effect. So in this case, it's lightning. Wind Familiar, same thing. You can have Fire Familiar, Water Familiar, Wind Familiar. Just puts these orbs around you, again, applying status. What I would suggest is having, let's say, Wind here and Lightning here. You want them to have 2 different statuses, so you can proc Confusion, and Confusion is very important. You put 2 status effects on an enemy, they take more damage, sorry, and there's other effects too. The last one here is Barrier Talisman. Now this one isn't as strong as it was in Nioh 1 and Nioh 2, but basically what it does is, you can see, you put it on, and you can just walk into yokai realms and purify them. You don't need to do a key pulse, or in the ninja case, like a super evade or whatever it's called. You don't need to do that if you have the Barrier Talisman on. It also speeds up the recovery of your ki. So just another bonus and another thing on top of all of these other cores. But again, there are so many options. There's like a Steel Talisman, which increases your defense. There's like a Carnage Talisman, which will increase your attack by a significant amount, but you take more damage. There's also Cutting Blast or Cutting Edge. I can't remember what it's called, but it sends out like a Master Sword Link style shockwave out, and it adds more damage. So pick and choose, and just choose whatever you like. Again, we're in mid-game to end-game, so it doesn't really matter. Just experiment. For blessings, actually, I should go back to blessings. Blessings don't really matter too much, but just my little recommendations here. I would do elixir drop rate first, so you can get more elixirs. Eventually, you're just going to have so many elixirs, you don't really need this buff, but I do it anyway. Second blessing I would recommend is medicine efficacy. It just makes your the amount of life that you restore, just makes it stronger. So, like, it's a good deal. Now, you could take these ones, decrease damage taken, so you'll take less damage after using elixir, or you increase more damage when you use elixir. You can use those, but just for me, I like these two, especially at the beginning of the game and middle of the game, so I can get more elixirs and they heal for more. For Jizo, which I can't show, again, it's the same thing. Just choose whatever works for you. There's no wrong answer, because you can always reset anytime. Clans. What I do suggest for everyone to do at the beginning of the game, unless you're very experienced, is take the Toyotomi clan. because the Toyotomi clan enables you to get more Emerita, which enables you to get more levels, but it also has this, life recovery on Emerita absorption. Every time you absorb Emerita or you get Emerita, you're regenning your life. Now at the start, it's just little ticks, right? Just tick, 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 tick. You get little bits of life here and there. You're not invincible, but it does add up. So now we can see that mine's green because I'm a warrior chief in Toyotomi. So I am getting more life per Emerita that I absorb. You can also increase this in other ways, some talismans, some special effects on gear. You can get more life recovery. You can also have a special effect where every time you hit an enemy, Emerita will come out and you'll absorb it, so that increases more life recovery. There's many different options to mix and match. Other than Toyotomi, I used Gamo for the extra luck, but then I decided, you know what, I don't really need luck in the first playthrough because I don't really care what items I get. I'm just using and mixing, matching, and doing whatever. But this is more of an endgame thing. So once I max Toyotomi, I'm going to go to Gamo for that extra luck. But they do have a good one, damage bonus for consecutive attacks when you're using a fast weapon like Tonfa or dual swords. Actually, any of the ninja weapons, because they attack really fast. You're getting more damage the more times you hit an enemy. And that really works well with Kato. So you can see I have 3 clans here. That's because once you get to the 2nd rank in a clan, and I made a video about this before, you can switch and you can mix and match. But you do get reduced bonuses if you don't get to a certain rank, which that's what I'm trying to do with Toyotomi. So you can have damage taken while attacking. Now this one was nerfed recently. Actually, it was yesterday. I believe the patch came out. It was stronger before. But with that said, it's still reducing your damage taken while you're attacking. So if you're attacking with dual swords or Tonfa, which is just attack, 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 actually any of the ninja weapons, if you do get hit, you take less damage. And this one, the last one for Kato, it's not the most important, but if the enemy does critically hit you, you'll take 13.5 less damage. It's not the biggest deal, but it is nice to have if you were to choose one of the clans. So let me just quickly show Sudama here for the Dai Darabochi. If you go to Sudama here, you can go to Exchange. And we can see Dai Darabochi is right here to get the Sloth Talisman. It only costs 1 Yokai Teardrop. These are very easy to get. If you do any type of co-op, you'll get a Yokai Teardrop. You'll actually just find them all over the place too. So you can pick that up. Actually, there's a yellow one here, so you can get 2. Maybe I should upgrade mine. And they have these, these are more of the end game. They turn to blue, so you will only get yellow or white soul cores in your first gameplay, in your first playthrough. So don't worry about getting above that. And I just unlocked it, so we're not going to take a look. Now, in terms of the blacksmith,
how goes your mission?
after you get to the 2nd map and you do the quest, you get Reforge. You could use this. This just changes the special effects. But again, I haven't even used this in my first playthrough because there's no need. I'm getting gear all over the place. You want to disassemble stuff. You want to soul extract. Soul matching would be if you want to increase the level of your equipment. So if I was increasing my Iga Jonin, I could do that fairly easily. Let's go over there quick. So if I want to increase this, which I can above 150, you can use yellow soul ores, which are very easy to get. So if you do find an Iga Jonin purple piece that you want and you haven't found one in a while, you just need to upgrade your gear. Maybe you're 20 levels behind. You can soul match it, no problem. But that's pretty much the extent. I wouldn't really do much other than that. You could also forge a set, which is what I actually did. I think I got to level maybe like around 100 and I forged the Iga Jonin set because my Iga Jonin pieces were like level 31. And I'm like, okay, I think I need to upgrade. But even at that point, I was on the 2nd map. I didn't really feel the need to have to do it. The defense bonus is nice, but if you're playing ninja, you're dodging all over the place. You should be rarely getting hit. We do get hit occasionally. Like, I'm not the best player, so I'm not trying to show off or anything. But yeah, so upgrade your gear here and there. You could just forge a new set if you do get the text, and the text would fall from Hattori Hanzo. I'm not sure if it falls from that very first ninja that you encounter to where he drops the Iga Jonin set, because we weren't able to farm him. But you do get a training mission later on where you can fight Hattori Hanzo repeatedly. If we go to the skills here, just for ninja specifically, so your weapon ones, obviously you choose whatever you like, whatever's best for you. But for me, once you get Fire Shuriken, which is like in the very first part of the game, right before even the very first Crucible, you can unlock Fire Shuriken. It's in a hidden spot. Maybe I'll make a quick video on that. But this, I've used this since I got it. I've used it the entire game. It applies fire maybe with 2 or 3 shurikens, which deals damage over time. It has very good tracking. Now, if something is moving to the side, it is hard to hit, so you gotta wait for them to stop or to move forward towards you. But that's excellent. The other one is the gunpowder bomb, which is awesome. Gunpowder bomb, again, it applies fire. So I use gunpowder bomb a lot. This is also a ninja tool. So these are the ninja tools, the shuriken, the bombs. The other one was the shrapnel bomb. I still use the shrapnel bomb too. It's just like a more advanced or more powerful gunpowder bomb. There is the enhanced shrapnel bomb as well. I was using it for a bit, but it is rather slow. You only get one charge. So you just throw it out and just try to dodge right away because you are kind of stuck in place. So it is very powerful. But I did put the kunai on here just for another ranged ability if I don't want to apply fire, if I want to kill those pesky like elemental heads or those bumblebees. Just throw a couple kunai and they're dead. There is the storm kunai as well. If you're up close, you know, right up next to an enemy, you can throw out, I think it's like 5 or 6 kunai at once. That's a really good like melting skill. But I wasn't using that because I'm hitting the enemies with my weapons. If we go to the tree quick, just to show, we'll go to the ninja tree. So the ninja tool arts, you can see in the top right here, it's a skill type ninja tool arts. Anything that says ninja tool arts, those are the ones that benefit from the Iga Jonin set. If you want to use more elemental shadow arts, they're not going to benefit from the Iga Jonin. And there are also like these physical arts, same thing, they're not going to benefit, but they are all also very good. You will use a different set. Maybe I'll make a video on those as well. But even these like caltrops and ground fire, these things are also ninja tools. Now, I didn't dabble too much because I'm not the type to throw bombs on the floor or traps on the floor and then walk back and wait for them to hit. I'm more aggressive, so I haven't been using them, but they are very good. Now, the shurikens that I don't recommend are the paralysis and the poison. They sound really good. They used to be really good. I did try it for part of my playthrough, and it did, like, I used the poison one, and it did apply poison, but it took, like, 4 or 5 shurikens, so you really need your full stock of 6. It did do some tick damage. It worked very well with fire, because it's basically both damage over time statuses, but I felt it wasn't too powerful, and for the Iga Jonin set, because there is no, like, poison or paralysis build-up bonuses, it wasn't the greatest. So there probably is a different set, or if you get lucky with the special effects on your gear and you have a poison shuriken or paralysis shuriken effect on it, go for it. Like, they're just more shurikens, more things to throw. Paralysis used to be very good, but I haven't tried it. Nioh 3, the enemy just stops in place, as you can see in the graphic here. Look how many he has to use, and now the enemy is frozen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, like, I mean, even in the demo, like, the little graphic here, like, why didn't they make it just 2? I don't know. So just for me, I didn't really like them. Pinwheel shuriken is really cool. You can actually catch it and throw it again, as you're seeing here. Like, he's catching it and throwing it, and you just have to press the buttons for it. So R1 and square in my case, because I put on the square key. But again, kind of like the enhanced shrapnel bomb, you're just locked in place. So you get the shuriken, you're locked in place, so you can't move until the shuriken comes back. So I was using it, but then I felt like I was just getting hit a lot by bosses, especially. So that's why I switched to kunai instead. And this is the storm kunai. See, it throws like a bunch of them. So if you're right up next to the enemy, maybe behind them and throw that. That's probably like a little bit of a nuke. Maybe I'll try that later. But that's it really. Like, so basically you're just hitting and attacking and flipping in the air and doing all sorts of ninja stuff, right? Flying around, and then you throw out some fire shurikens here and there, throw a bomb out. You can see my fire shuriken is replenishing, or it did. Let's see if it does it again. Let's do kunai now. When it flashes green, it shows the regen. Why is it not? There we go. There was one. There's another one, right? So having that untouched ninjutsu is always beneficial. Again, see it regen there. It happens quite frequently. So 15%, although it's a low number, it is very beneficial, very powerful for you to use. Anyway, that's it for my ninja build. I hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know in the comments if you're using this same build, if this video helped you. Sorry, my voice is kind of messed up because I'm sick again. But, you know, gotta get this out. I want to help out the community. The samurai build will come out soon, even though I haven't used samurai as much, but samurai is equally as great. I do have a crazy build with that. So I'll see you in the next one, and take care. Bye-bye.